Good morning. I'm Amy Slaughter-Myers, one of the co-rectors at St. Francis Episcopal Parish and Community Center, and I'm spending some time this morning praying with the gospel appointed for this upcoming Sunday. And that gospel lesson is Gospel of Luke, chapter 14, verses 1, and then it skips a number of verses and then goes through 7 through 14. And I'm just going to read to you verse 1 from the Gospel of Luke. On one occasion, when Jesus was going to the house of a leader of the Pharisees to eat a meal on the Sabbath, they were watching him closely. Jesus, as you know, spends a lot of time feeding people and eating with people. And at this moment in the Gospel of Luke, the religious authorities are paying attention to what he eats and when he eats and how he eats and who he eats with. And Jesus goes on in this gospel lesson to tell a couple of stories, a couple of parables around dinner parties and luncheons and banquets, and it put into mind these items that I have in my house. And some of you might know I was an only child, and when my mother died young, I inherited some stuff. This is stuff that she had, in some cases, inherited, that are place settings, and they are beautiful. I mean, this is a china, it's bone china, kind of cute, right? It has all these different parts to it. There's like this, look at this little teacup. Can you imagine? See this teacup? Can you imagine drinking your coffee out of this in this era of Starbucks? Like here is like a little teeny little bit here. There's also not one, but two silver place settings that I don't even remember the ways that one is supposed to set a table. And when I was getting all this stuff out and praying through this passage and remembering my mom, I also found this turkey platter that, in fact, you know, it is for turkey, as it has a beautiful picture of a turkey on it. This was my grandmother's. When Jesus tells the parables and the stories about eating together, I don't hear any description about what it is that we use when we sit down and eat together. I was reflecting on that and wondering, why do I have these items? What do these items mean to me? I rarely ever pull this stuff out. It just sits in a cabinet, and it doesn't bring me joy, to use that Marie Kondo phrase. What brings me joy is the memory of eating with my grandmother. And I see this platter. I don't need this platter to remember the joy that I had eating with my grandmother. And the fact of the matter is, if my grandmother were here with me, I'd just as soon sit on a stoop and eat turkey out of a box than sit at a table that is dressed with bone china and crystal. That comes from a particular cultural and social practice from my family as a white, middle-class, Southern, small-town Southern family, that there would be these sorts of place settings and that they would be handed down to daughters. I don't know if that's your experience. I don't know if there are other things that come in table ritual in your family and in your friends. But what I know is that what was holy about those gatherings for me was the gatherings, what was holy about the meals together were being together. And I invite you to reflect on that as you enter into this passage from Luke, and as you enter into eating together at St. Francis, the great Eucharist, where we eat together. What is it that makes it holy? Is it the cups and the plates and the glassware? Is it the vestments? Is it the people? We will also begin eating together free weekly dinners in September. What is it that makes it holy for you? Amen.